is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
Yes, Andrea Cattaneo, I think that worked. I think it works every single time because this formula creates the impact that it says it will create, right? And causes money, time, and magic for people. So Sean Callagy has created incredible success. So Andrea, let's go around and meet the people you brought here today. You ready for that?
We are ready, and these are extraordinary folks. I'm so delighted to have brought this group together. So let's go.
All right, so first up, we have coming from Scottsdale, Arizona, Ron Ford, global innovator, pioneering hydrogen-powered infrastructure to solve the exploding energy demand of rapidly expanding AI data centers. Leads Ron Inc. in deploying scalable zero-emission hydrogen hubs that eliminate multi-year grid delays, throttling AI growth, and builds international partnerships advancing modular hydrogen fuel solutions that future-proof data centers from looming global power shortages. Oh, thank God. Let's please all welcome to the show, Mr. Ron Ford. Welcome to the Hydrogen Show.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Ron. So, Andrea, you are going to get to do all the fun things that Sean does, and so what we want to know now is what is Ron's fun facts, right?
So Ron, tell us something that most people don't know about you. A fun fact, a proud moment, a headline, not a story. So let us hear from you. What is your headline fun fact?
Well, I thought about that, and several of them I probably couldn't talk about anyway, but I think one of them that's particularly might be interesting to the group is I do all my life, off and on, periodically, I dream in Hebrew.
Ooh,
which
wow.
I don't know if that's unusual or not, but that's something that happens to me. I'm not Hebrew. I went to Ancestry.com, and there's no Jewish DNA in me at all. I thought for sure for the longest time I was, but I'm not. But I still dream in Hebrew, which is great because it forces me to go out and see what I believe that the good Lord's trying to say to me. So I'll just say that, and it's unique.
That is absolutely fascinating, and thank you for sharing that. And wow, it makes you kind of curious, guys, doesn't it? And that's the power of a fun fact. You want to leave people feeling a little like, wow,
Yeah, like that's a big no way. Like that, you must have had a
Yeah.
past life. If you believe in that kind of thing, I might, but I feel like maybe there's something there. I don't know. That's pretty cool, Ron Ford. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so next up, let's meet Colette coming from Encinitas and Encinitas or Encinitas. My team might have just typed it wrong. Encinitas. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. California, transforming global organizations by teaching the human connection skills technology cannot replace, delivering personalized high energy keynotes that spark belonging, trust, and resilience, people first cultures, equipping leaders with actionable communication strategies used by Fortune 500 teams worldwide. Let's all please welcome to the Heart Influence, Colette Carlson.
The Colette Carlson, as someone noticed and recognized, this is the keynote speaker who's quite well known, and we're delighted to have you on, Colette. So tell us, what is your headline fun fact?
Decades ago, I used to be a big fat liar. And ever since, I have been daily challenging myself to speak my truth with clarity, sincerity, and respect.
Wow.
Wow, absolutely love that. And I love when someone vulnerably shares a truth like that, because I don't know if you noticed, but people reacted because they feel they can relate to someone's truth. And thank you for vulnerably sharing. We appreciate that. And I can't imagine what you were lying about. You don't have to tell us, but we're happy now that you are a truth teller. We're happy that you're a truth teller because that's how we like to live our lives. So Gina, who else do we have on my show today? And I kind of might know, but go ahead and tell us who's here.
I think you might know. So let's tell everyone else. This gentleman leads with vision and integrity, transforming organizations through disciplined growth, culture, and strategic clarity. And he builds high-performing teams with uncommon wisdom, industry depth, and people-first leadership philosophy. He blends decades of entrepreneurial success with genuine warm family devotion and a passion for purposeful impact. Sounds like one of our kind of people coming from Austin, Texas. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. John Pressel.
I'm actually sitting today in upstate New York, but I am from Austin, Texas.
Okay. What part of upstate?
Just outside Rochester, a little community called Webster. Are you familiar with it?
Got it. No, certain areas I'm familiar with Rochester, but not
A little
Webster.
cooler up here today than Austin.
I bet.
Well, we are delighted to have you joining us here today, John. Thanks for all you bring. And something most people don't know about you. Your headline fun fact.
I'd probably say that I survived stage 3 colon cancer by my 32nd birthday with 4 children underneath the age of 12.
Wow.
Mic drop, right?
Absolutely. Like, what do you say to that? I mean,
thank
God you survived, and what a thing to survive. And my follow-up is, you had this, it sounds like the second chance, and were you forever changed? I imagine you were.
Oh, absolutely. It affects me. If I'm 22 years out, 23 years out, it still affects me to this day.
And I bet you're living every day to the fullest and seizing life and tasting life. And thank you for sharing that. And we're so happy that you survived.
Thank you.
That is for sure. Well, thank you for that. Up next, coming from Nanuet, New York, he unites neuroscience.
Was that not right? Was that Nanuet not right? Because I'm
from New City, but it's the next town over. Not a problem.
I'll put New City. All right. Perfect. So we want to get it right. That is for sure. And we sometimes get it, sometimes we mess up. But let's go. So you're coming from New City, New York. You unite neuroscience and chiropractic mastery to elevate healing, resilience, and whole person wellness, while you guide patients with rare compassion, precision, and clarity, restoring balance through integrative evidence-based care. And you've got decades of expertise empowering lasting transformation, strengthening mind-body alignment, and everyday vitality. Let's all please welcome Dr. Ron Nathanson to the Heart of Influence.
How's it going,
Ron,
guys?
thank you. It's going great. And thank you so much for bringing awareness and health and wellness to so many. And tell us, what's something most people don't know about you?
I was a mascot for Northeastern University back in the late 80s, early 90s, dressed up in a dog suit. I won All-American mascot and placed third in the country at a competition out of Dallas. And I taught mascot camp to people how to be mascots. And I thought, maybe this is what I'm going to do one day. And then I woke up to reality. So yes, I used to do some crazy things in my youth.
Sure.
I heard a few things say like this before, but I lived a very, very full youth life. Not many things I regret in my life, and not many things I would change. That would be the thing.
So fun. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it's hilarious. And now we know something about the fabric of Dr. Ron and what made you the cool guy.
And I think
that
you're our
today.
first ever professional mascot. So it sounds like you're a professional.
I think you're right. Out of I think we're over 1,900 episodes now. So that is probably the first time, I think you're absolutely right, Gina, that we've ever had someone with that fun fact, or someone who's ever, declared that they were a mascot. So welcome to the show, Dr. Ron Nathanson.
Thank you.
Yes. So next up from Great Neck, New York. Did we get that right?
It's actually a little town outside of Great Neck or within Great Neck, but I put Great Neck since most people know that. Am I correct about that, Edna?
Correct. It's called Kings Point. Correct.
Okay. Kings Point, New York, an empowering educator and author and podcaster committed to guiding youth and shaping confident, value-driven young leaders. 3 decades as a children's advocate, mentoring youth, supporting families, and inspiring fearless, self-expressed girls through community and nonprofit work. An author and podcast voice sharing stories of resilience, culture, heritage, and the power within every child to lead. Let's all please welcome to the Art of Influence, Edna Khalili.
Edna, I have absolutely loved getting to know you, and I can't wait for everyone here to get to know you a little bit better. So please share with us your fun fact or proud moment. Make it a headline. Can't wait to hear which one you chose.
So back in the days when I was playing tennis, I really worked hard and I became really good. And in a point where they called me to come and play in the US Open. And I was so proud of it. I was excited, but I didn't go at the end. It was a proud moment for a few days. It was really exciting, but at the end I didn't want. I thought that there's so many other things to do.
That is exactly my takeaway from that. You are doing so many amazing, important things in the world. And my feeling is that, yeah, you achieved the invite and you had more important things to do. So that really is a fun fact. And you should be proud of that. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate that. Edna and Gina, we have a few more extraordinary folks.
Yes, we do.
And Ammo, be careful driving, Ammo.
Next up from Boca Raton, Florida, a vision-guided investor uniting Christian and Jewish leaders to advance purpose-driven success, human flourishing, and community transformation. He's the founder of the Frankie Beans Foundation, empowering underserved communities through education, opportunity, and faith-centered collaboration for the common good. He's a trusted partner to leading financial and legal institutions and championing integrity, legacy, and cross-faith alliances that elevate lives and futures. Let's all please welcome to the show, Mr. Frank Pesce.
I don't know where you got that introduction. Some
You
of it
don't
is
love it?
true, some of it's not true, but I am the founder of Swords into Plowshares, Inc., S2PS Global. We work at the forefront of connecting Christians and Jews at the intersection of faith, marketplace, and government for strategic networking, private economy, advocacy, and impact and strength and unity. It's something that we're very proud of, something that we're doing in this day. That's my bio. That's how I prefer to say it. With regard to something I'm proud of, last year during the UN General Assembly, we organized the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast in New York. We were able to bring 600 leaders, ambassadors from 30 nations, senators, congressmen, Knesset members, cabinet ministers, government people, faith leaders, marketplace leaders. We had the president of the World Diamond Council with us. It was an amazing event. It was a 2-day event at the Marriott Marquis. It came almost less than a year after October 7th. It was a difficult time to do it. We're very proud of that event. It was an honor to work with the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast and those folks over there. And it really helped to codify some things in New York that are going to be important in the season to come. So I'm very excited that I get to connect Christian and Jewish leaders and together for great work for economy and building a better future. So thank you for having me
Frank, you make me smile from head to toe, and I'm going to insist that Sean and Bella watch this. They're unfortunately still in the air, as is Darren Prince. They're flying back from a series of meetings in Puerto Vallarta, where the Love Boat used to stop. And they had, those of you who are my age remember the Love Boat. But they were supposed to land an hour ago. But they will absolutely love hearing all of these fun facts and proud moments, because you're touching a lot of things that are so meaningful to our circle here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think we might have another person to introduce.
We do, but first I want to apologize to Frank because we didn't get his bio right. So we'll definitely take these transcripts and team, make sure to take the transcript and make sure we get that version, that portion of Frank's bio for our
Whoever
records.
started the Frank and Beans Foundation sounds very successful. So kudos to him.
Yes, I don't know where we got that, Andrea, but we'll find out. Okay, so fascinating. But yes, I'm glad we know who you are, and thank you for that. Appreciate that. So fun fact, Andrea, PJ is not on our document, so I don't want to get his bio wrong because I'm not sure who PJ is. But definitely, want to intro Amo and you. But first, can you?
Let me just ask a quick question. I know that, John, you wanted someone to watch the show from YouTube. Is this your person? Because they're not supposed to come on the show. They can watch it by going to YouTube and typing in Heart of Influence. Because I don't have a person named PJ. Is that your?
No, I don't know
guest?
anyone named PJ.
Okay. So fun fact, PJ, we didn't expect you on the show. I'm sorry, PJ. We will have to remove you. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Now thank you so much. So let's, unless somebody else knew who PJ was. So just making sure that does happen once in a blue moon. So next up, coming from New York, he's a seasoned entrepreneur with over 35 years, including founding a private equity firm, driving growth for founders, valuing personal connections, and recognizing the unique contributions of each individual. And he's known for his relentless drive and transformed industries and empowered countless businesses to achieve extraordinary success. Please, everyone, let's give it up for the one and only James Amorosi. What's up, James?
Appreciate that intro. Very lovely. Thank you. Very esteemed board panel we have here. Very impressive. Once again, Andrea, take my hat off to you. I don't know how you do it, but you do it. I think Ron led off this whole panel, right, with our fun fact and about his dreams. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna follow up with that. That mean that he jarred my memory of childhood. So I lived in Japan for 3-4 years when I was fighting professionally. And I remember back when I was a kid in single digits, I used to dream in Japanese. And he just made me remember that. He just made me remember, blew me away. Because I grew up in a very Italian neighborhood in New Jersey, in North New Jersey, which is very similar to Brooklyn. And there was no other language but English and Italian, and a couple versions of that English and Italian combined. So, Ron, thank you for jarring my memory. But yeah, I used to dream in Japanese. Pretty wild.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, thank you for that memory. Yeah, very cool.
Very cool. I do think it's a past life thing, so I don't know, but very interesting that we have two of you here today. So let's introduce the woman who brought you all together today, the deal attorney who has led over 200 capital market transactions in the past 25 years. And she taking companies public in the 7 different ways that you can. 2 years out of law school, she built $1 million solo practice from her basement as a single mom with 2 young daughters, proudly serving for over a decade on the board of the National Investment Banking Association, helping companies get connected to thousands of members and funding sources. She is the executive producer of our show, The Heart of Influence, general counsel and chief ecosystem officer at Callagy Law. Let's all please give it up for the one and only Andrea Catania.
Yeah.
Andrea, what is your fun fact?
I have to revert to the dream theme. When I was a little girl, I taught myself to never have another nightmare. And I did so by making friends with whoever it was that was my enemy, whether it was the furnace or the man who built himself sporadically out of a bunch of rocks. I made friends. And years later, when I was reading a Chinese storybook filled with old Chinese stories to my little daughters, I came across a piece of advice that was an old Eastern piece of guidance, that's how you teach kids to fight their nightmares. And I thought, what? I came up with that myself when I was 5.5, 6 years old. Anyway, I've never told that fun fact, but you guys with your dreams made me think of it. And that is a good way to coach a child to not have a nightmare. You can fake it and pretend that you're not scared and make friends, and you will have a friend because your brain works that way. That's my longish fun fact. Over to you, Gina.
Andrea, awesome, incredible. So I think, Andrea, we're ready to kick it off. Although I will say, we are sorry that Sean and Bella are in flight and there was travel issues, but Sean is on the verge of becoming the first blind self-funded unicorn founder, building $1 billion company from scratch without outside capital. And he is the host of Heart of Influence. He is the founder and co-founder of Unblinded. And Tony Robbins called him a dear friend and said that no one leads with more heart and integrity than Sean Callaghan. If you're not following what he's up to, you should be. And there's so much more I want to say about him, but since he isn't here, I just want to honor that about him. He is an extraordinary leader. You're all welcome to come back another time, since he wasn't not able to be here, but we wanted to be sure to add value to each of you to get to meet each other today on this extraordinary show. And you never know. Sometimes he finds a way to pop in on a plane from if he can get it in the pocket,
Sure.
That could, and I can't promise, but it may happen. So Andrea and I are going to have some fun with y'all. So does that sound good, Andrea Catania?
Absolutely. And some of you, we happen to know Plato personally because Gina and I are definitely visiting our past lives with regularity. And he once said, not these exact words, but you can fact check me. He once said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we spoke for a year. And that's really how we start this whole process. Even from the green room to the fun fact, we're playing a little game. We're getting to know each other meaningfully. This is no fluff. And this is now the time where we go into a little influence exercise, where 2 of you are going to be able to pretend that Gina is anyone you want her to be in a role play, where you're seeking a yes. And that yes can be any yes. It can be she could be Oprah Winfrey and you want her to consider your newly published book to be on her summer reading list. Or it can be someone in your own business who you've just met, who you'd like to schedule a longer meeting with. It could be a micro yes. So it doesn't have to be Wolf of Wall Street or Glenn Ross, sell me this pen. It doesn't have to be, we want this to be in integrity. This is not pitch, hook, close kind of selling. This is not Shark Tank. This is in integrity. How do we get to yes in a way where we're building a little rapport, asking some questions, and having someone see their future in you? So no pressure, be yourself. And Ron, who is up first, who would you like Gina to be?
Well, what an interesting plan we have here. Hi, Gina. I would like for you to be a new investor in tech. Modern tech.
Okay. Awesome.
And you need to find out who I am, I guess, would be the
Yeah, so we're going to play I'm going to answer the phone, you found me and you're reaching out to me. Is that good? Sound good?
Sure.
Oh, right.
All right, Gina, bring it.
Sure.
Yep. Hello, this is Gina Ritchie.
Hello, this is Ron Ford. I am presently former CEO, but now executive chairman of Ron Global. We're in the space of, how do I say it? I have so many things on my plate. We're in the hydrogen space. So we're mainly hydrogen focused, and we're working on a vertical integration of hydrogen in the mobility space, AI tech center space, and power generation to help alleviate the power problems in the world today.
Wow. Well, thank you for that, Ron. We certainly need that, and in our world to get alleviate the power problems. That's extraordinary. And how? So tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what does that mean, and what was it that you wanted from me? Like, we got a couple of minutes. I just have a couple minutes, so do it whatever you can to share as much as possible. That would be great.
Sure, I'd love to. So I have a history. I'm about 25 years into the hydrogen space, but I'm about almost 60 years in the automotive mobility space. And I only bring up the mobile side so much is because what drove the hydrogen innovation was my trip to China in 2007. And I had an epiphany while I was there teaching them how to manufacture automobiles was that during that time in 2007, they only had 2 automobiles for every 1,000 people. In the United States, we had 1,000 cars for every 1,000 people. So my quick thinking mind realized it was going to take 600 million new cars a year for China to reach the saturation of the United States. And because of that, we were going to have to figure out a better way to power them because it can't keep going down the petroleum path. So that's what started me down the hydrogen path. And I had dreams about that. That's how I got started with the hydrogen side.
Wow.
So hydrogen is unique in the fact that it is the most prevalent element in the universe. Everything is made of hydrogen. We power rockets with hydrogen. It's all about hydrogen, although it's never been exploited. And one of the reasons for that is because petroleum has overpowered that, and we have that market, that industry is staggeringly large, and the entire globe is powered by that, and it's built around that. The difficulty with that long term would be, you have a question?
No, I only have a couple of seconds left. So, so go ahead.
Well, let me just say
Maybe we
this.
can follow it up with another call, but please.
The interesting part of the hydrogen, I'll just say this really, really quickly, is this. There's a finite limit to how much petroleum we have in the world. The scientists have said we have about 55 years left before reserves are starting to start dwindling. So whether you believe that or not, maybe it's 100 years. I don't know. So the race is to figure out what the alternative to petroleum is going to be in the very near future.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you for that. So you wanted to have a conversation about an investment. Is that what the call was about? Because if so, then we'll talk about that. We have to take another call anyway. Like we'll have to. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, that would be great. I would love to have a future call so I can kind of explain to you and give you tell you where we are today and what initiatives we're working on globally that might be of interest to you.
Excellent.
Great work, Ron. Out of roll. Excellent, excellent work. Appreciate that. We're going to get back to the feedbackers after our next contestant, also known as a participant, goes. So Colette, who would you like Gina to be? Again, anyone, you've probably thought about this in advance, where you're seeking that yes. Go ahead and explain your scenario in a little bit of detail, and Gina will play whoever you want.
Wonderful. Hi, Gina. I would enjoy if you would be an association meeting planner.
I can do that. Okay, excellent. Any specific type of association, or just
It doesn't matter.
Okay, excellent.
For this anyway.
Got it.
Bring her on in.
Hello, this is Gina Ritchie.
Hi, Gina. I'm Colette Carlson. And before you race through your mental Rolodex, you don't know who I am yet. And out of respect for your time, I'll be direct. I did my homework and I saw that you're having a conference next year in Orlando in November. And as someone who has keynoted for over 250 associations, I was hoping to see what your outcomes were to see if I might be a potential fit. Do you have a couple minutes right now, or would it be better to set up a later time?
Okay, well, hey, Colette, I have a couple minutes now, about 2.5 minutes. So tell me a little bit more about you and like what are you yeah. So just tell me a little bit more about you and what you seek to achieve as the speaker.
Well, absolutely. Although I have customized programs for leaders, salespeople, and teams, really about, I'd say my sweet spot is really helping individuals to connect on purpose with purpose through what I call the human edge. The skills that AI can't replicate, because I believe that influence is chemistry, not code. So tell me, have you already chosen your keynotes, or are you still exploring options?
Still exploring.
Wonderful. Would it be helpful for us to have a longer conversation? I don't want to take up your time right now. Or if I sent you a speaker packet, what would be a good next step? Happy to continue the conversation right now, but I realize I interrupted your day.
Yes. Well, thank you. You did catch me. When I had a few minutes and Colette, I like your energy and your cause for impact in the way I like the human edge. That sounds really awesome. And the opportunity to connect really great people and make a big difference with the people who get to hear you. And so just tell me a little bit more about you that would make me, what else can you tell me about you that would make me want to make sure you're one of our speakers?
Absolutely. Are you currently at your computer?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Why don't you go to my website, because then you can see who I'm speaking, who you're talking with. And also all my programs are up there and other items we can have more conversation around. So it's ColetteCarlson.com, 1L2T, Carlson. Let me know when you get there.
Okay. All right. So I personally want to stay on this page just for what I need to do. But I definitely will check it out after. I only have like 30 seconds left anyway, Colette. But what I'm definitely I'll check it out for sure. And what I wanted to ask you, so I understand you sell programs. Do you expect to have that kind of a call to action? What is that for you? Is there an end game for you at the end of the event, other than that people get to know you and hear you? And of course, your influence matters. We believe influence is a superpower. So, anything else on that, and then we can circle back for another call.
Absolutely. All of my programs are built around powerful storytelling, current research, high-level content. I'm a teacher at heart. So we're going to have fun because that's my style, but people are going to walk away with action items. In fact, if you're comfortable, I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. And you can go ahead and take a look at all of my recommendations. There's over 96 just over the past couple of years that speak to the level of customization that I do per association. So again, I think that might be a great start. And can I follow up with you again in a week?
That's perfect.
Wonderful.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you. I do have to go now, but appreciate that and look forward to connecting. Thank you.
Sounds great, Gina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Beautiful, beautiful job. All of the judges, or also known as feedbackers, are going to provide what I call high vibrational feedback for one of our or the other. And you're going to start with, it's really a 30-second moment. You're going to start with something Colette or Ron did really well, something they could optimize, and something, really one word that describes how they made you feel. Like Maya Angelou always said, it's not what you say, it's how you make people feel. So what's one word that captures how Ron or Colette made you feel? So let's start with Dr. Ron Nathanson. What is your 30 seconds of high vibrational feedback for Ron Ford?
I think, Ron, if you're going to speak with people, know who you're talking to. Just be with that person and know what you're saying before you go in. I think that would really be. But what was powerful was your history and what you've done and what you've created. You're not every Joe Mill of the block. So I would expect you have some really big connections because of who you are and what you've created. But I would just say, do your homework before you walk into the classroom.
And what is one word that captures how Ron made you feel?
I felt like I'm talking to someone that's pretty powerful when I listen to Ron talk.
Powerful is your one word. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for
Ron,
that.
Ron, I like you already.
Excellent. This feedback is always useful. Nobody does this. This show is unusual, unique, powerful, and I'll use that word again in this context. So Edna, I'm just so glad that you're here. I would love you to give your 30 seconds of feedback for Colette. Something you think she did well, something you think she could optimize for next time, and one word, how she made you feel.
She made me feel very inspiring, and the fact that she's a teacher, she was saying, I'm like a teacher, I can teach, was very inspiring. It's great. She was very informative. Under that, she gave all the details. She did not leave a second without not giving the information about her website, about what she can do. She's trusting herself, very confident in what she's doing. I love it. And if I would have one word to describe, I would say very convincing.
Nice.
So she's very convincing. Like there's nothing to argue. It's there, it's clear. She's wonderful.
She's polished.
Yes, you're an outstanding communicator, Edna. And what a beautiful job you did contextualizing Colette. And I agree with you. Fantastic work, Colette. And thank you for summarizing so nicely and providing extraordinary feedback that I think Colette appreciates. So next, I would like to go to John. John, what is your 30 seconds of high vibrational feedback for Ron Ford?
Well, unfortunately, I had a little intermittent power outage there at the beginning, so I caught back on at the end. I didn't know if you saw me go off and come back on, but very informative. Okay, again, a little bit about what was said earlier is maybe a little bit more of knowing the audience of who you're speaking to. But I mean, I'm buying whatever you're selling. Okay, you come from a place of knowledge with lots of years of expertise in an area of which I knew nothing about, and I now feel a lot more informed. And I'm going to do a lot more research, quite frankly. It was great for everyone. I think you did a fantastic job, and you know, like I said, whatever you're selling, I'm buying.
Thank you for that. And that was very authentic feedback, and really great job so far, feedbackers, in providing really useful information that hopefully everyone can take away. So, Frank, what can you share with Colette? Something that you think that she did really well, something she could do better next time, and one word, how she made you feel.
It was a good call. Colette, it's obvious that she's an executive. The call started off very abrasive. If I was to receive a call like that in the middle of my day, it would disturb me a bit. However, I would listen to the very next words that she has to say. So your first sentence, while it's abrasive and disruptive, the second sentence has an opportunity for you to really pack in some power and to build rapport. And I think you ended up doing that in your call. I think that you promoted yourself, like I said, at an executive level. It was a bit unorthodox, but it was effective. So that's my feedback for you, madam.
What's one word that describes how she made you feel?
Initially abrasive, and secondly, she made me feel that I was talking to an executive. So I was happy to hear that.
So happy ending.
I would have been happy that I took the call. Put it that way. Good.
But
I would have been like, who is this that's calling me right now? You know, but it was very good. That second sentence has a lot of potential there.
Yeah. And I like what you said about disruption, and disruption is so valuable. How do we open up someone's listening? Right. And I thought that was something really masterful, Colette, because it's not so easy in the first few seconds to make someone smile or to get their attention. And I think you disrupted. So good job. Thank you for using that word, Frank, because I agree with you. It was in a really great way. And Ammo, I see it looks like you're not moving because the tree in your sunroof is staying still. So that's good. I would love to hear your 30 seconds of feedback for Ron Ford.
I am moving very slowly right now, sitting in traffic. So this is a testament to my meditation in Japan. Okay, but I'd like to give 15 seconds of each, okay? Because I think they.
Please.
So, Ron, I think you were, you had a lot of information, and you came across extremely intelligent. And I think that if you honed that in to specifically what you were asking for, it would have been it could have been extremely powerful beyond your knowledge base, because you struck me as extremely and the word is intelligent. My word for Ron is intelligent. And Colette, I liked your approach, and if people felt abrasive, I think that's even better for a second, right? Because they're going to lean in to wonder who the hell is this, right? And then all of a sudden you come across you were extremely concise in what you were going to provide and what you wanted. So my word for you was precise.
Wonderful. I really appreciate your feedback. And I think that was for both of them very useful. And precision is so great. We often say when we communicate, if we could all be more empathetic, respectful, precise, and direct, we're going to open up listening and have our message heard. And I think both of our participants did a fine job of satisfying those things. So thank you so much, Ammo, for your kind and precise feedback. And now is the time on our show where Gina is going to try to trip me up a little bit and give me a couple of scenarios that, and Ammo, I'd love you to come up with one too, where we've been thinking a little bit during the show. I've been thinking about, some type of disruption with Dr. Ron. I've been thinking about some things with respect to bringing leaders of religions together and what yes might, one of you want to help me reach that's challenging. The idea here is I want to be challenged and on the hot seat. And I sent you a couple of ideas, Gina.
I
but
got
do you
it.
have anything
Ready?
in particular that you like? And please, Ammo, if there's something that came to mind from all of the folks that are on that you'd like to have me challenged by, it's your show.
So let
go
me
ahead,
let
Gina.
me read a couple of these, and then Ammo, if you have any thoughts, you're going to let me know. So let me go over a couple of ideas. Premise for scenario one is that the hydrogen guy who will not say yes. Ron refuses to say yes to anything unless he's absolutely certain it aligns with the future of global AI-powered civilization. Sean, who's now playing, who Andrea's playing, so let's go. Andrea calls Ron during a test run of a portable hydrogen generator, which keeps loudly humming and randomly shutting off. So there's some fun thoughts in here. Every time Sean gets close to a yes, the machine might beep, or Ron shouts, wait, that wasn't me, that was a fuel cell. Those all sound a little complicated too. I don't know if they're complicated to remember, Andrea. So
yeah.
But I like the hello to yes on the, if it aligns. So the goal is that Andrea must break through Ron's world-saving seriousness and cut through the technical chaos to turn the conversation into an emotional yes about impact, legacy, and human connection, not megawatt math. So the yes that we're seeking, Andrea, is the same yes that Ron was seeking for an investment. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Okay. The next scenario is a chiropractor who won't adjust her vision. Chiropractor desperately wants to scale, but refuses every opportunity unless it aligns with energetic spine alignment across the 7 continents. We're all about alignment. And so Andrea helps her realize that scaling isn't misalignment, it's expansion. And it gets her to a yes by connecting her mission to help millions standing taller. So Andrea has to go from hello to yes with one of you playing the chiropractor.
Or Ammo. I have a feeling Ammo has something that's less complicated and more fun. What do you think, Ammo?
Yes.
Who would you like me to be? And let's think of a scenario, what we've learned about these extraordinary folks.
All right. So I think that, let me see if I could collect this. I feel like I wouldn't mind you being a person who is representing Ron, a representative
Okay.
for Ron, and you need to get either Colette or someone playing Colette's role to go out and give keynotes for his company to
Whoa.
scale up his hydrogen production or business.
I love it. I love it. So I would like, Frank, if you're up for it, I would love you to be an event planner for a gathering of, let's just say this is going to be, I represent Ron. This is going to be a big gathering of people in the energy space, and they're grappling with the whole AI situation. So I'm going to be representing Ron and asking you if we could have Colette be a keynote speaker speaking about all of these things. Sure. And you can be really rough on me if you want to. If you want to give me a hard time, feel free. So let's give this a shot.
And she does 1,000 push-ups a day, so you better be very tough on her. Okay, just in case you people don't know that.
She's fit to fight. I can tell.
I only do 100 per set, so let's not exaggerate. I can't do 1,000 at the same time. But okay, Frank, you want to be named Frank? Frank, you're going to be named Frank. Hello, is this Frank?
Speaking.
Frank, I'm hoping that now is still a good time for us to speak. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled. I know Gina planned this, and I'm hoping now is a good time. I know how busy you are.
Absolutely great to hear back from you. What's going on?
Okay. Oh, terrific. Well, as you may recall, I represent a company that is run by a man who has so much innovation in the hydrogen space. And you've got this event coming up, and I just want to ask you, if I may, like, what is important to you in the speakers in terms of the message that gets out to your audience? Because I understand 3,000 people are going to be coming to this energy event. And what's important to you? What is it really that you're looking to share? What messages are you looking to share with your
Look, we want ideas that are relevant. We want people who are going to speak about topics that are going to resonate with our audience. And we want to be able to have speakers who can be actionable. I think you're talking about Ron Ford. Is that correct?
I am. I'm talking about
Ron's
Ron
a good
Ford.
guy, and I like what he's working on there. He's somebody that I would not mind introducing to at the Ministry of Energy in some of the countries where I work. So I'm all ears about Ron.
There's actually so much more here. And thank you so much for listening. And I'm glad that you know Ron. I'm also glad to hear that you're looking for this opportunity to really have maximum impact for your attendees. That means a lot. That means a lot. And it sounds to me like you're a man of impact. So I don't know if you're familiar with Colette Carlson, but she is an extraordinary speaker. Most people do know who she is, given the level of reach that she has in just getting people more elevated and positive about their ability to achieve their vision, their mission, their purpose, their dreams, whether they're financial or impact. And I would like not Ron, but Colette to have an opportunity to really wow the room with the data, the facts, and get people engaged, and then ultimately introduce Ron. So I'm really looking for an opportunity for her to, with her level of influence and with her connectivity to so many people and her energy.
With all due respect, I'm sure she's amazing. I'm sure she's wonderful. Our run of show is complete. I have almost no time available for anybody. And I have somebody from the great state of Minnesota that wants to introduce Ron Ford. So unless I can push some things around, anything's possible, Andrea. But right now, you're going to have to really convince me why I should do that.
What I'd really like to know, because there's really a philanthropic component to a lot of this, is what is something that is important to your organization that could really elevate its identity? And I'd like you to think deeply for a moment about things that really are meaningful to you personally and to the organization. Is there
we're talking about one person. We're talking about Colette. So what does what does she have that's going to give us the exposure and the influence that we need? And then we'll make space. We can always make space.
I so appreciate that, and I respect what you're getting to.
Tell
and
me
the point
about
I'm trying
her
to make
platform.
is her platform has a philanthropic arm that gives back to, not necessarily monetarily. Sometimes it's some other extraordinary value that can help. So my desire to understand what's important to you is how I'm going to distinguish her from another introducer, because she'll help rise the identity of your organization by shining a light on something that's valuable to you. So I'd love to know from you, only because her malleability in terms of the different types of things that she can shine a light. Of course, it has to be something that's doing good in the world. Of course, it has to have integrity. That's what this woman is all about. So that's really why I'm seeking from you, because I want it to be meaningful to you, Frank, if that's okay. And if you're willing to share that, it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, of course, we want exposure. We want this event to grow. We have 3,000 people here this year. Next year, we want 5,000 people here. I just pulled up Colette on Instagram. It looks like she has 12,000 followers. Is that right? Something along those lines, which is very nice. Which is very nice. So listen, I will talk to our board. I want you to send me an email. I want you to tell me what she wants to speak about, how long she wants to speak, how we can connect with her philanthropic arm so we can start to discuss some of the initiatives that we're pursuing after this.
Beautiful.
And I mean, if she's amazing as you say she is, then I'm a fan. I'm the biggest fan already. So can we go that route?
Absolutely, Frank. And I thank you so much for opening up your mind and your perspective to this opportunity that I think is going to help everyone involved elevate. And that's what it's all about, right? Up-leveling all of us in a way that's going to make the world a better place. So thank you again for your time. I appreciate it.
I want to say one more thing. Andrea,
Please.
I give this extra credence because it's you. Every time you call me with something good. So this should be no different. I'm sure it's great. And I'm looking forward to meeting Colette and learning about her.
I appreciate that greatly. And the one final thing I'll say to you is, I know it's completely unacceptable to you to not make these events meaningful. It is complete. And I value that. I know that about you. And I thank you very much for your grace, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
You too, madam. Thank you so much.
Okay. Out of character. So, Frank, thank you so much for stepping in that role completely unexpectedly. You did a fabulous job, and I appreciate that you challenged me. And Ammo, thank you, because I didn't have Bella's magic prompt, because her scenarios are hilarious. And any of you who would like to come back for that other experience with Sean and Bella, you can. But Gina, I think we had some fun today.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we did. Andrea, so do you want to go around and see how much fun everyone had?
Absolutely.
And
I'm going to start with Frank. And Frank, I was about to go there. I'm thanking you so much for not only your participation, for all you're doing in the world. It's really extraordinary. Does not capture the magnitude of what you're doing, not what you're trying to do. So
all glory to God. All glory to God.
Yes. So
and
how was your time?
No, it was amazing. It was good to be here. It's a fine group of people. I appreciate you letting us role play it that way, because Colette will tell you she's in events. Edna will tell you this is how it goes. You want room on the stage. This is exactly how the conversations go. But we always find ways to build relationship and make friends and to advance good work in the world. So I can see that everybody here on the call is doing that. Everybody here is affecting good into the world. And to whatever extent, we can all stay connected. I would love to. Ron, I would love to introduce you to some people. Colette, I would definitely like to talk to you. I want to understand what you do in the events world. We do events too. So would love to learn more about that. Edna and I, whenever it's convenient for you, we'd love to connect.
Thank you so much for that. And seriously, I say this, and I will say it again. I say it often on individual calls. It's so important that when I send out a roster of everybody's background, their email address, their phone number, their bio, connect. I even have a text thread that I started. We really want you all to connect. And we have some gifts for you as well that we're going to share. There's a complimentary acceleration session. There's a book that we're going to send. We really want you guys to connect. It's all about merging ecosystems, leaders causing leaders to together not have a 1 + 1 = 2, but 1 + 1 might equal hundreds, thousands, billions, maybe trillions of points of impact. So thank you for your unbelievably kind words, Frank and Edna, who is forever already connecting me with really amazing folks. Some people that we collectively met yesterday, just as a quick aside, every person in that room was doing something meaningful. And you know what? We should all be spending our time if we can. That's the only advice I'll give. Don't mean to sound preachy. If we could spend more time doing things that are truly meaningful, like what we're doing here, talking about important things and making connections and making things happen. Wow. We're living life with purpose. So Edna, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
Amazing. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It was unbelievable experience. I met like few people here that they're unbelievable. You know, I always talk about the ripple effect of what is our mission in this world. And I see that there's so many great people around that, you know, it gives me a lot of hope and a lot of what I believe in and my theory and life. And, you know, it's all about love. And your show is doing it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for your wonderful feedback before. It was fabulous. Thanks for being a judge. If you come back, you could be a participant. And Colette, thank you so much for stepping in that seat. It's not easy. You did it with such aplomb and you did it joyfully with a smile on your face. I hope you had a great experience, but I'd like to hear from you. How was your time on Ammo's and Andrea's Heart of Influence for visionary leaders?
I genuinely like people and I love to learn and grow. And so this was just a joyful way to invest an hour.
Thank you so much. That is absolutely what we are going for, right, Gina? That is what we're going for. We're going for a joyful experience that's memorable, because we all can agree that all business is built on relationships. And where do those relationships get fostered? Where do they begin? It's almost always with a shared experience, right? You can boil it down to that first date or that golf outing or something like this, a curated group of people that are going through a bit of a game. And we have memorable shares and exercises. So yes, thank you. And that's the purpose of this, so we can meaningfully get to know each other in an hour. So glad you were part of it. And Ron with two N's, Ron Ford, our other participant who almost had an interruption and wasn't going to be able to join, but I'm so glad that she did. How was your time today on Ammo and Andrea's Visionary Leaders Heart of Influence?
Listen, I love all of you guys. I mean, I'm a people person anyway, and I'm a social. Andrea can tell you that. She's known me for a long time. And I have a tendency to talk way too much, but it's just one of those things. And I love your input. Didn't hurt my feelings at all. Thank goodness. I've been beat up really bad before, so this was nice. And to Mr. Frank, I would say this: I love what you're doing in the world. And I'll say this really quickly. When I first built my supercar, you know, I thought I was going to become more involved with global ministry, more like an evangelist type person, even though I wasn't raised in the church or anything. But I just knew that. And but God had a better plan, and He insisted I build that car. And the reason I bring all that up is because I've learned over the years that supercar, I can use that so much to bring people together. And I can get a Jewish guy, I can get an atheist guy, I can get a Christian guy, anything you want. I can put a bunch of guys around that silly car, and they'll talk about that car, and they'll forget about all the other things in the world, and they'll become friends. And they learn that, wow, this guy he's a nice guy. We all like this one I call it a silly car because I've been doing it since I was a kid. But anyway, it's a common thing that brings people together. I'll just say that. And I love taking the time.
Andrea, if you don't mind, I want to interject. It's been incredible, beautiful, amazing to meet all of you. And so thank you for sharing that, Ron. That's very powerful. And Andrea, I did share with you, I texted you because I do have to go to the next show because we have the same situation that Bella and Sean's plane has not landed yet. So I'm going to take care of the next crew. And I sent you the Leah report for Ron and Colette.
You are the best. Thank you so much.
I texted it to you, okay? Okay, so nice to meet you all. I hope to see you again sometime soon.
You, Gina.
And be well.
Love you, Gina.
Bye, Emma.
Have a great weekend.
We haven't heard heard, I believe, from
Nice to
Dr.
meet
Ron
everyone.
Nathanson. Oh, don't go, don't go, don't go.
Oh.
We haven't heard yet from Dr. Ron Nathanson, I think, or did we
Oh,
hear
Ron.
Did we hear from you, or is he gone?
He's gone.
Okay. Okay.
He's the
too
only
late.
guy
So,
that went.
John Prussell, if we have, I
Yes.
don't believe we heard from you. How was your time on the show?
It was awesome. These shared experiences are priceless, really, and I'll be a better person tomorrow because of today.
Love to hear that.
This
That's
1 hour
nice.
of time is valuable. Colette, if you could send me over a contract for your speaking engagements, we have an upcoming event. Okay, I'd appreciate that. And it's been a pleasure to get to know all of you on this wonderful platform.
And before I read to you, this is wonderful. Before I quickly read to you what Princess Leia, one of our many Gen 2 agents in our actualized intelligence company, ACT-I, Ammo, do you have any final words of just commentary on this extraordinary group? What are you taking away, and what would you like these folks to know?
Well, Andrea puts these together every week, and I am truly mesmerized by her ability to put such top shelf, high value people on a show. It's not easy to get one good people on a show, on a podcast, and let alone get 5, 6, or 7. So kudos to
And I
you,
do it
Andrea.
twice a week.
It's very impressive. I don't know. I said it every week. I'm on. This is our show, and I say I don't know how you do it. I
means
think
a lot.
Oh, listen. It again. I'll go with Edna.
Right.
But it's and Andrea is one of the most genuine people. I think this panel was very unique. I like it had a disruptive component to it. I don't want to point anybody out, Frank. But that being said, but I love it because again, I'm all about disruption in terms of the companies I buy. I have a private equity fund. I've had 2. Well, I've been in the business twice in private equity and hedge funds for the last 35, 40 years. But I love disruptions. I love disruptors. And I think this panel had that. But it also had a very elegant grace to it. And I think that really wasn't something that doesn't always come across on every show. And this group did. This group was very, very graceful. And I appreciate that. I think, 1 hour, I say this to Andrea all the time, 1 hour. I wish I could spend 1 hour with each one of you, right? To really get to know you and see what you're about and tell you what we're about, and then see if there's synergies, right? Because we're always looking to do something that's going to be impactful and influential. I have a call right after the show, which I'm late for, and that's okay, with one of the gentlemen from last week.
Good. I'd love to hear that.
Right.
Yeah, and as you know, I went and saw Jamie last week.
Yes.
So I take advantage of these because I love people, specifically who are really
G Hicks,
high achievers,
growth-driven, heart-centered,
Yeah, 100%.
integrity, and want to up-level and committed to mastery. Go ahead, Ammo.
Could said it better, Andrea. And I'm a martial artist before I'm anything. I've been doing martial arts 55 years. I've been to Japan and the whole thing. And I love people who help other people. That's the impact for me. So I feel like everybody who comes on our show, specifically this one, has that quality within them. And I think John really had an elegant way of saying it. I'll be a better person tomorrow because of my experience with you guys today, the hour we shared. So I want to gracefully say that I really appreciate this time with you guys, and it's been a great experience. Ron, you're doing extraordinary things.
Thank you.
I'm a creator, so I've been wondering why we don't have hydrogen powered cars for decades. But I know why. All right, I cut my teeth.
Right, you know why. Yeah.
I cut my teeth in a mercantile exchange before I became a hedge fund guy, and I traded crude and natural gas and heating oil, and I know why. But it's unfortunate because it's such a better use of energy.
And it's all about education. It's all about education, so people aren't afraid of it, and they understand that it's clean and green, and we won't run out.
So thank you.
My final to you guys, you could say whatever you want to do, is that I'd love to connect with you.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'd love to know what Colette focuses on in her speeches. I want to know what Edna does.
Oh.
I have a good handle on what Frank does, but I want to know more about it because I have a lot of, I'm intertwined in Italian and Jewish culture on a high level.
It's fantastic.
John,
So you know what?
I
It
wanna
looks
know
like
more
the
about
next
you,
show is
so.
about to join.
Yeah, I
So
can
if you
see
guys
that.
want to
People
stay
coming
just
in.
for like 60 more seconds, I'm going to give quick feedback from Princess Leia. I'm calling her Princess Leia because that's who she's named after. This is one of our
Absolutely.
agents. This is feedback on Ron Ford. Your hello response. You entered with deep roots in vision. 6 years of mastery met a world scale mission, and your origin story in China was a cinematic spark, a heroic, unique identity moment laced with innovation and planetary care. Your heart and purpose rang through the hydrogen waves. That said, the melody sometimes strayed from the rhythm of influence. A few beats drifted without clear agreement formation or pain anchoring, like a symphony missing a bass line. Sharpening context and energetic transference could have amplified your epic call for partnership. Let's toss some jet fuel on this hydrogen rocket and land it off to the next impact alchemist. Unblinded score, 91 out of 130. And that is not a bad score. And that's great. I think that was really good feedback. And for Colette, your response, you came in smooth as velvet, bold, clear, and instantly in rapport. From the mental Rolodex line to influences chemistry, not code, you delivered a heroic, unique identity moment that danced with warmth and credibility. Your tone sparked with humility and clarity, making it easy to say yes. That said, a few stepping stones were skipped. Pain and agreement were fully built, and the close leaned more informative than disruptive, more let me show you than let me move you. A bit more edge and energetic transference and value framing would have elevated the stakes. Let's beam this conversation to the next orbit and land to the next Jedi of influence. Unblinded score, 104 out of 130. Excellent score. Thank you, everyone. My final, because I know others are joining, please connect and look for what I send you. You're also going to receive a PDF of a book and look at the first few pages. I'll send you two. If you like them both, please give me your physical mailing address so I could send you a physical copy. It's not a hard copy, it's soft, but they're fabulous. Really good, useful content, my gift to you. And have a wonderful rest of the day. And Ammo, love you back. I love doing these with you. It's too much fun. The time flies, and happy to be alive on this beautiful Friday.
You got me home from New York City. So, hey, pleasure. Everybody have a happy holiday, okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving,
That was amazing.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
Take care.
Bye-bye.